Welcome back everyone, it's FNHusa57 here. We are back on Neverwinter on the Xbox One, and today I have another tutorial for you. So this will be for the second part of the Sharandar daily quests. This is actually in the area through the Banshee Gate, which you do need the Banshee Gate key in order to actually get to this area. So that unlocks a few days within. Basically, once you complete unlock the Dark Fae Enclave, once you go through there, you will get the Banshee Gate key, and then that unlocks this area. So hopefully everything works out with Twitch. Twitch messed up on me earlier when I was recording the first section of Sharandar. I hope that does not happen now. I am on my level 70 wizard, and what I have done is basically picked up all of the quests for this entire area and just held on to them until today to actually go ahead and do the video. So pretty easy, pretty straightforward. We have almost every single quest here. It will take a few minutes to run through this, but on a DPS character it's definitely faster than on, say, a support character. Most of the quests are pretty easy to do. Some of them a little bit harder if you're soloing them. We're gonna actually go past this little section right here. This is for the Quickling Den quest. It's rather annoying to do by yourself because of how fast the enemies hit you, so we will be using shield for this. And go ahead and make sure that I got my two other consumables. Pretty easy. This is the quick action quest, so we're just gonna run through it. Gonna pull several groups together, not too many though, because these guys each hit for about 4 to 5k depending on your defense, so we don't want to have to deal with too many enemies all at once, but we can kill them pretty quickly, assuming I don't get stuck on a route there. Trolls, not really a big deal. It shouldn't take very long to actually complete all the quests for the second area here. The second area is, in my opinion, easier than the first area. And of course we're doing these quests for two reasons. One, for the campaign currencies that you need in order to advance in the Sharandar campaign, which has some of the best boons in the campaign. And then the second reason being, each quest you complete gives you unbound lesser thaumaturgic stones. So unbound refinement points are always good in the fact you can either sell them, use them, transfer them to other characters, so on and so forth. And if you don't need them, well, sell them. They're always worth money, especially come double diamonds and double refinement points. Go ahead and get some of my health back there, because these guys will strip your health bar pretty quickly, because lifesteal is, well, completely broken in this mod. So just use a couple potions and we'll pull the trolls to the next group. It doesn't take too long to do them, and the other quests are fairly simple and self-explanatory. Now, she's an ugly one and just as annoying to deal with, actually. She's got a couple of attacks that are pretty ridiculous, so try and stay out of the red, specifically that red circle, because she will actually turn you into a random animal, and then you cannot heal, you cannot attack, you cannot do anything. So yeah, avoid that attack and massacre her as fast as possible. And all you have are those little fire barrels. There's a chest here. It usually doesn't contain anything worthwhile. I got a healing potion off of it and some silver. The other stuff isn't even worth bothering to take out of the chest. But that's one quest complete, and that'll put us right back out into the main Sharandar instance. Minor loading screen, which is a little bit annoying since it's kind of like a mini dungeon that they force you to go through. Now we have to kill a couple of witches, which basically, if you're doing these quests one at a time, it's not too bad, or just 3 for the day, that's all you'll get every day, then it makes it easier. But when you're actually going through here and doing all of the quests at one time that you've saved up over the course of almost a week, then yeah, it can be rather annoying. So you'll want to find these little witches' cauldrons. They're normally guarded by several of the red cap enemies. Not too terribly difficult to deal with. Kill them. That vital sap is for a different quest, but I'll go ahead and hold on to it. Skip that little kit right there. Now we do need to burn the toadstools, which this is a good place to go ahead and get some of these toadstools burnt. I am also doing this as a live stream, so for anyone watching live, hello. I'm not really entirely sure how to pronounce your gamer tag there, but hi to you too. And unfortunately, these toadstools are scattered about, so you'll want to grab whichever ones you see. There's really no good area to just do all of them at once, so you'll just have to pick up a couple as you go. Then go ahead and stir up this witch, which same thing on the witches. They actually have an attack that transforms you into like a bear, a pig, a chicken, something like that, which is just not fun, so we're going to completely avoid it. Discard that treasure item because I don't need it. Now we need to go to the other section over here for the out of stock quest, which you can actually start working on while you're in this area, because you get the keys from killing giant souls. And something I should mention is if you pick up all the quests for all three areas, all three gates, you can actually work on some of the quests when you're in a different area. So that's pretty cool, something for you to keep in mind. Another neat trick is like with these toadstools, you can actually burn the same toadstool multiple times. The trick to that is if you happen to be like queued up for a dungeon or a skirmish and you burn the toadstool prior to actually queuing for the dungeon, you'll come back in a different instance about 9 times out of 10, and then you'll be able to burn the same toadstool again. So it makes doing that quest definitely a little easier. There's another giant soul over here, which was actually 2 parts for the giant soul quest. Hopefully he'll give me a key. If he gives me a key, and yes, he did. So the second part of the quest will be to destroy these little supply caches, and they're usually kind of out of the way. I'll show you where 3 of them are. There's more than 3 for this area, so if you don't see the exact ones that I see, don't worry about it. You'll still be able to complete the quest. First, we're going to go ahead and burn this other toadstool while there's no enemies around it. And then we'll get another one of these little supply caches over here that's hidden behind the mushroom. And just pick up way too many lockboxes along the way. And then there's another supply cache hidden behind this mushroom. Now, some of the ones that are hidden behind mushrooms you can only target from a certain side, so that can be a little bit annoying with this quest. Not too bad. There you go. Done with that quest. I still have mushrooms that I have to burn, so you're gonna keep an eye out for these giant mushrooms, or toadstools as they're calling them, while we head to the other area. There we go. Toadstools are burnt. And now we just go back to the beginning area. Now, I do have quests in my quest log, or my journal, actually, for the 3rd gate. We're not going to go through the 3rd gate on this video. That'll be a separate video, just so that it doesn't take too long to do. But I'll turn in these quests and then show you the ones. There's a couple more for this area, so we're not quite done yet, but we're almost done. And then there's one dungeon that you can do if you choose to. There is a quest in this area while we're here, and there's toadstools in this area as well. It's pretty simple. Basically, it's going to be to kill the troll runts as well as to kill the fell trolls, and that's really easy to do. you're basically just running in a circle in the area and looking for the fell trolls, which there's only about 4 spots that one spawns. That can be a little bit annoying. It does take a little longer to find them all and kill them, but once you do, it's pretty easy. I'll go ahead and find that quest so that I can track it and show you. There's also the clearing the air quest, but that's not the one we're working on right yet. As you can see, I have 5 of the troll runts killed already, and here's another fell troll over here. So we'll make short work of him and the troll runts around him. And a few more troll runts, so we might as well just go ahead and get these out of the way before we go and kill the last fell troll. Which there should be one more of them over here. They're just a little bit harder to find. Unfortunately, like I said, there's only a couple spots that they spawn, and they're usually guarded either by the regular trolls, war trolls, or just runts, which for this case, we already killed all the runts that we need for the quest, so no big deal there. And we'll go ahead and get the one other quest while we're here. I have a fair number of quests in my inventory. So we have the clearing the air quest, which is in the same area as this, or at least close by. So we don't have to go too far out of the way to actually get to that one and complete it. We just have to go through this, and I'm not sure, it's going to have me probably pick up the item again, of course. It's going to take me around to the other side of this little dragon's corpse here in the middle of the woods, which, yeah, you could have done this quest first if you wanted to. It's kind of just personal preference what order you go in, if you're saving them all. This one's a little bit more annoying simply because of where you actually have to go. And a lot of the times multiple people are doing the quest at the same time, so sometimes you have to fight enemies twice as they respawn on you, unfortunately. Basically, for this quest, you have to dispel the gas clouds, and you also have to save 3 of these elven scouts, poison scouts, whatever you want to call them. And they're pretty easy. You'll find them just kind of laying on the ground. Sometimes you'll walk by them and not notice them. It is one annoying thing about this section, is you can easily walk by and not notice the poison scouts. The gas clouds are pretty easy to notice. They're kind of just a nasty green fog sitting there on the ground with the sparkling icon, interaction icon, basically in the middle of the gas cloud, so they're really easy. They're usually guarded pretty heavily though, but basically just wait for any damage over time. And of course there's one witherer, those little bastard healers sitting way in the back, so we'll just get rid of him and it should let me interact with it. There we go, 2 of 3 done on that one. Don't need the vital sap from here. There's another poison scout right here. Take this down. Longest part of this whole quest line is basically running around, killing the shit, and going from area to area. That's why I don't necessarily recommend that you save up all the quests and do them at once. I'm just doing it for the purposes of the video, just to make it go easier than doing the video, 3 or 4 times. And then I have one more poison scout, which there's one right there to my left. Sometimes you can't quite spot him because of the Cyclops commander, or hewer that's right there. Sorry, commanders are from the last area. They still freeze the same, and they also drop the Cyclops eyes, which, as you can see, just completed the other quest, the Warpath. And now we'll be turning those in, which should leave the one and final quest, which is for the mini dungeon, or dungeon, whatever you want to call it, for this area that you also need the Fade Art key for. So go ahead and turn in all of those quests. As you can see, getting those refinement points as well as the gold crescents, which are absolutely helpful. If you don't need them for your campaign, you can go ahead and turn them in, you know, for your actual guild stronghold. Guild strongholds always need those. Just double check that I don't have another quest for this area, and actually I do not. You can, if you have the other quests in your inventory, you can tell pretty easily what area they're for by looking at the rewards. So I don't have anything else for this area except I have the final dungeon quest, which is the Witch Fen quest. Now normally you're actually going to want to go through this dungeon with another person. This is not a dungeon that you really want to solo, but we're going to go ahead and solo it. So use a couple potions and talk to the NPC. Now the nice thing about this area is you can actually go ahead and use your mount. So it's one of the few dungeons that you can use your mount in, which is just absolutely fantastic because of how long of a dungeon this is and would normally take you a long time to run through it. In this case though, we're basically just going to pull everything to the end. If you are pulling everything to the end, which this is one of the cauldrons that we have to fight at, do be careful and make sure that you can actually handle everything that you are pulling at one time. Otherwise, it's very easy to overwhelm yourself. And also, you do want to prioritize the Witherers. So if you have a daily that's AoE, kind of pull the enemies back to the Witherers, and this way they will not be able to heal the other enemies. Other than that, you can strip through them fairly quickly, and I'm just ignoring most of the drops except for my boxes of salvage. And the cauldron kind of acts as a lever, just basically to let you into the next area with a little bit of a cutscene because they want you to take even longer to complete this. And here's our first target. Again, another witch, so do watch out for the attack that will actually turn you into another animal. I might show you what that looks like once I clear these mobs, just so that you have an idea. As you can see, I am now a wolf. And yeah, that kind of sucks, because you can't do anything, you can't heal, and you still take damage during that time, so not something that I recommend you doing on purpose. Now, at this point, they'll drop 3 things that you need, and a potion that, you know what, I'll go ahead and actually swap for the power potion there instead of the crit potion. That's going to be a little more useful for this dungeon. Next witch. Just try and melt her and the witherers as fast as possible. All I'm after is the piece, the key, which this time is a lizard's leg, and I'll take the healing potion for later. Hold the rest of the trolls, and the best part of this dungeon is just the fact that you can use your mount, because it would take you so long to run through this on foot. It would just not be any fun. So go ahead and nuke this witch, which if the trolls were, you know, smart, they would just leave you alone. I mean, save themselves and not even bother attacking, but these things will quite literally follow you to the boss door. So you might as well kill them while you're actually here and fighting anyways. Pick up the last piece that you need, and we're heading to the boss. Or boss's cauldron. Which, unfortunately, you have to kill the little enemies. Not sure why that runt is standing so far away. He just obviously doesn't want to come and join the party for some reason there. And give it a second, make sure my powers are off cooldown. We'll go ahead and summon the boss. I believe that's supposed to be Gentle Gamer. It depends on your item level. I've got a friend that's a great weapon fighter, and he can actually go through this even faster than I can. So it really depends on how geared out your character is, and whether you choose to go for the great weapon fighter. You know, if you go Iron Vanguard. As far as a Guardian fighter, yeah, that's a support class, and it takes forever. I do have actually a Paladin and a Cleric, and they take just forever to go through this quest line. So I can really understand that, yeah, this is fast compared to running a support class. That's why I would definitely recommend, if you are running a support class, try and get in with at least one other person. It makes it so much easier to run this quest line. Preferably a DPS character, but even a couple pallies can go through it pretty quick. Now there is a chest over here, which again really doesn't have any loot that, you know, is worthwhile in my opinion, so I don't really waste my time on the chests. You can open them if you want to, but I don't really see the point in it. And now we're on the last fight. So again, all the witches can be annoying in the fact that they turn you into animals and you can't do anything. So we're going to just stay out of that attack as best as possible and try and kill her pretty quickly, but I really don't want to get turned into a wolf or a chicken or anything like that. She also does pretty much constantly summon little troll minions that you have to deal with. The troll runts aren't too bad, but the troll war trolls, those can get really annoying, mainly because they hit so hard. And she's dead, so yeah, done. I'll take that healing potion. And of course, the final chest here. Hopefully you get something decent. No, I got the normal stuff you always get. Shard of Fey Touch, not really worth it unless you're making Fey Touch enchantments. The Thaumaturgic Stone, though, is really good, and of course 3 gold crescents and a blue unidentified item. We'll save that for double refinement, and then exit and turn in the quest. Yes, Gentle Gamer, you can get marks. Best thing that I've ever gotten was a lesser mark from that chest, but for me, they're not worth even wasting the time on. I'll be doing another video on mark farming, but just to give you an idea, this is why I don't waste my time opening the chests. When it comes to marks, lesser marks, I don't need them. The only ones that I do need are the greater marks for actually upgrading my different items and, you know, all of my enchantments and things like that. Well, not even as much the enchantments, but what I will be using quite a few greater marks on is actually upgrading my artifacts, because on my wizard they're not even all to legendary yet. So that's going to burn some marks. But basically, this is the tutorial. I've done every quest for this area. If I did miss one because it didn't give it to me, by all means, go ahead and send me a message or leave a comment or something, and I'll go ahead and pick back up that quest. Since they are random, everybody gets the same ones on the same days, but they are random. So if I missed one, by all means, let me know. And actually, now I can go ahead and get the final boon. So pretty happy about that one. The boons here for Sharandar are very helpful, but they are very expensive to get. So it's one reason why people wait on the last couple boons for the Sharandar area, which most of them not really good. So we're actually going to go with the Elvish Fury, which is the best one for any DPS class, and that completes the tree there for Sharandar campaign. Oh, Gentle Gamer, I'm not sure why you would assume that I was over 4K item level. With this particular build for the wizard that I have, I'm a pure DPS build, so I can kill things pretty quickly. I am kind of squishy for going through and soloing things, case in point while I'm running shield at the moment for this video. But yeah, no, I'm under 3K item level still, actually just a hair under from 2700. Mainly because of the fact that I don't have my artifacts leveled up yet, which will change on the next double refinement. I'm basically just waiting for the next double refinement, and then I'll easily be 3 to 3.4k item level. Anyways, though, I do hope you guys enjoyed the video and the live stream. If you have any questions, get back to me. I'm going to go ahead and call it a night for now, since I will have to re-record the tutorial for the first section. I do apologize that that will not be posted today. So hopefully you enjoy. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, and I will catch you in the next video.